Holy shit, you guys. Look what I found. This is, it says 1.0.5, but the installer I found said 1.1.0, so I have no idea what version this is, but it's definitely really old. And I had to press login a whole bunch of times. Jesus Christ. Oh no! Look at him. This is actually the second Surrey model, so this wasn't nearly as bad as the first one, but it was pretty bad. He's got like little shoes for feet. The old Raptor, that was the very first one. Oh my god. I forgot what I named him, but he had a name. The Canis. You can see he hasn't really changed much from now. God, nice broken stage there, me. Looks really good. And the Felis. Again, not much really changed there. Oh, shit. God, I was so proud of this creator. I thought it was so good. I remember the actual background was some 3D thing, and you could actually like kind of rotate around in it. And you actually can't even zoom in on this creator, which is really cool. And the buttons at the very edge there, they don't work. I don't know why. I don't know if that was an actual error that I had back then, or if this is just so old, it's not letting me choose those buttons, but jeez. Some of these markings are kind of the same from back then too. You can recognize the Reeve one. That one's actually called Reeve because it was based off of a bunny that Reeve had at the time. And I was like, oh, I want to make your bunny into a marking. Or either I said I wanted to, or Reeve said to make it, and so I did. And that marking still exists in game. God, look at that face. Holy shit. Oh man, I remember being so proud. Like, all the work I put into all these sliders. I had to go through and make sure that, you see how the values change for each slider? I had to make sure each slider was the right color, that the color of the little circle would change right, and the number corresponded. It was insane. I mean, I have similar code for that now, but it's not nearly as long because I did each of these individually when I didn't have to, but oh my god. Man, I was so proud. This is probably I want to say, the third creator I made. Oh god, these mains. That was probably my first time making mains too, so I guess I can't be too mad at myself for those. Oh jeez. Oh yeah, and I used to have it that you could toggle the eye whites. And then I just ended up saying, no, fuck it. And just didn't do it. Oh my god. So this was actually Guinatan, which is a desert map, and I wanted this to be the very first map that people went into. So you saw, like, when you create a character and you save it, you don't go back to the character creation screen, you just go in game. And that's how it used to be. Jesus. Oh my god, these animes just they're so much more stiff now. Well, they were very stiff then, and this was all first time stuff. Everything here was like, this is my first time doing this. And you could see from the trot there that I didn't really know what I was doing, and then there's the run. I was actually pretty proud of the run, I must say. I thought it was really cute. Oh, Jesus. And these big weird rock structures I used to make with the stretch textures. Oh, God. Man, I don't even know what to say. It's so bad. But I was really proud of this map, and I was really proud of the Surrey. And I want to say this was the first, like, real public demo that people could download and play. And I remember very clearly the first time, like, we had, like a little event, like, oh, come in and ask questions about the game, you know. And we had some people who came in, and I remember it clearly, because I was just like, why? Why would you ask that? Someone came in and said, like, oh yeah, I'm a game developer too, I own an IT server. And not to be mean to IT servers, but, like, all the blood and sweat that I put into making this, like, literally everything, like, the movement, the animations, the loading into maps, all of it I had to do from scratch. And I don't know, just hearing that just made me so upset. I was just like, how can you compare this? I was so upset about it. But now I just think it's really silly. Man, these giant bones. I also modeled these myself. That's why they look like shit. But damn, was I proud of them. Oh, man. I thought, like, people would come in here and RP with their evil surrogates and stuff over here. But I don't think there was ever anybody in game, actually. Mostly just, me for testing. I'd come in and there'd be one person in there. I remember seeing, like, 2 people in one time, like, showing each other the map and stuff, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Because, you know, like I said, I did all this from scratch, and seeing people come in and explore something I made was just, it's hard to put into words. It was just interesting, I guess. And I actually really was proud of this spot right here, this little, oasis thing. Except that you couldn't swim. There wasn't a collider in the water so you could swim, and so you just kind of went right through it. I couldn't figure out how to do swimming yet. Oh, was I proud of this though. I thought it was so cool. Gosh. I'm trying to remember what I was working on after this. I think I was mostly working on trying to fix bugs and trying to get animations in. Because at this version I didn't have any barking or anything like that, and I really wanted to do that. And I remember people were always complaining, like, about getting lost in this map, because it was just so big. Like, you can see that I didn't even explore every inch of it because it's just such a huge map. And people would get lost and not be able to find each other. So then people were like, I don't really want to play if I can't find my friend, you know. So in the next version, I actually made the first iteration of Tombe, I want to say. This was the second iteration of Ginatan. This was a much bigger version of the first Ginatan, which I have a video of. I think that was one of the first videos I actually posted to the CS YouTube. And this was the second version, and then after this I made the first version of Tombe. I just wanted to make a smaller map that people could find each other in. I think what was the hardest for me for all this was all the network stuff, because it was my first time really coding, and for all the network stuff I had to keep rewriting everything I made because I didn't understand, because some of it just wouldn't work over the network. Like, I remember the old staff and beta testers, I always had them run tests to see if things would sync properly, because colors and the creator stuff, all that creator stuff just wasn't syncing properly. So either everybody would be clones or you would be normal but everyone else is like white. I also made the Raptor flight code really early, so beta testers could actually use the Raptor and fly around this map as a way to just kind of explore and look at it and tell me what they think's wrong with it. And I don't know, I think that was the most fun part of this map, was just flying around as a Raptor. The beta testers got pretty lucky and spoiled there. Another thing that was a huge problem was sometimes people's characters, like the animations, wouldn't sync right. So you would sit and everybody else would sit, and then you'd start running and everyone else would appear to be running but not actually moving anywhere. What I really liked about this map was that you could go up so high and be above everybody up on the cliffs, but also just kind of hang down in the valley. And I don't know, I always wanted a map like that, so I just kind of made Ghinatan into something that I thought would be really fun for a lot of people to play on. But CS was too small for that then, so I needed a small map. And this was supposed to actually be an entrance to the jungle, but I didn't make a map there yet, so I just kind of like left that there. Oh man. I was actually in a pretty sad place around the time that this actually came out. I was living in an apartment with a roommate, and I had only just a few months ago been in a really bad car accident that I thought I was going to die from. And I had my computer in the car, my laptop, because I did all this with a laptop. And in the crash, it kind of broke. Like, I saw the screen was damaged to shit, and I thought, you know, that's it for my computer. I'm gonna be fucked for a while. I didn't even really think about CS then. I think I started on it, and then around the time of the crash, I kind of forgot about it and stopped working on it. I didn't work on it because I felt like it wasn't gonna go anywhere. Nobody was interested in playing, and it wasn't gonna, you know. I also had people who were telling me that it was garbage, and you know, so I just kind of believed them for a bit. Then after my crash, you know, I really kind of had an epiphany and did lots of soul searching, I suppose, and thought about what I wanted to do, and I remembered how much work I put into this, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll start working on that again and see if I can get anywhere with it. And when I started working on it again, I got my passion back, and I used to have dreams about CS being where it is right now. Actually, my dreams were still, like, CS was still in pretty heavy development, where the dreams I had back then make the dreams I had back then make the CS now look like, I don't know. The dreams I had back then were very like, oh, I finally got the lion working, you know, and it's an empty map, but everybody's a lion, and I had the glowing eyes, and I thought that was so cool. I just wanted people to see the glowing eyes, I guess. I thought that was exciting. And now I'm at a point where that's way in the past. So the things that I had as goals were, I've already passed them, and I'm really proud of that. Yeah, this version had day and night, which was really cool. But I removed that for the time being, but hopefully I can bring it back, because day and night were really beautiful. It's weird to go back and see what I used to work on, and what I thought was impossible is stuff that I've already done now. And I wonder if, a couple years from now, this version of CS is gonna look like this version of CS. Even though it's not the most beautiful thing, at the time, this was my life.